Computer. Lights. Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Music running. Music. There we go. Music. All right. Alrighty. So I've rearranged my camera. I've rearranged a little bit here. It should be a little bit more organized because I was feeling like I'd stand over here and I'd just drop right off the edge of the camera. And so I couldn't. And I like putting the camera a little closer to where the video is of the camera because then it doesn't look like I'm looking like this all the time and talking to you and, hi, how are you? So anyway, have my coffee. Do you have your coffee? It's time for morning with a U. All right. So we're going to get started here with working on, grab my mouse. Mouse, come here, mouse. I think I need to turn my keyboard just a little this way. I feel like even when I'm typing, I'm kind of doing this number and feeling a little strange. So I think I will tilt my keyboard more this way. All righty. So we'll go ahead and head out to the monitor over here. We're working on doing the model work that we started yesterday, kind of getting moving on that and figuring out what to do about it. So we're still working in that same model working field. So we're going to open the recent carback thing. Carback. Because this is just the different widgets going on here. And we've got like all of the little pieces here. And I was saying yesterday I had discovered that I can take the carback piece here and put it on the back of the truck bed. And now we have a little like utility truck with a truck bed, which looks cute. And I think it's fluffy. And so we're all happy. I feel like weird droopy hexagons and hexagonal shape is going to be the name of the game when it comes to how things look in Bellatrix. Like that's the design ethic I'm going for, is hexagonal shapes. So that's what we're going to work for a design ethic. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we have all 4 of these legs, supporting legs that are ready for the vehicle. And this is set up still with car, but it's going to work for the truck too. So we're going to make sure that we have all 4 legs ready, the short legs and the long legs. I've already gone ahead and UV mapped the short legs here on the back. And then the long leg, I had started on 1 before I had to go on a photo shoot. So we're going to go ahead and take this right long leg here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we're in object mode. We're going to hit Control C and Control V. And we're just going to copy it. We're going to move it over here. This way I know where it is and stuff like that. And then we're going to take a scale. We're going to flip it. And we're going to flip it globally. And you can see right up, I can't point to it and do the thing at the top, but right up here where it says object mode, you could see it change to what it was trying to say, which was how far you were stretching it or whatever. When we talk about this, you're going to make sure you deselect it and then reselect it like that. Otherwise, it gets very confused in here. Here's the problem. Right now, this entire map is identical to the other side. So I'm going to make sure that we don't forget that we need to scale and flip this guy too. And you can see up in the upper left-hand corner, that same thing where it's saying 1.00 whatever, global. And you want to flip these, otherwise when we do the maps in the real world on this, the maps are going to be reversed when you try to put them onto the object. So you want to make sure that you have rotated and flipped both the object in the real world and its UV map, so that you can write on there and say, this is a bad vehicle or whatever, and it won't say, which is what it would say if you put it in reverse. So now that we've done all 4 arms, I'm going to save. That's one of those, don't play that backwards. Don't play this part of the show backwards. And we just summon demons. And that becomes bad at that point, you know. I'm making sure that it's lined up on the other side here with this. The wheels are remarkably thin. I'm kind of wondering whether I care, whether they're on bicycle wheels or not. And the truth of the matter is, maybe I don't. Maybe vehicles in the future just have bicycle wheels. And we don't care. Because then motorcycles can have the same wheels, and I don't have to make a new thing for motorcycles. I mean, I've already got to make a lot of new stuff for motorcycles anyway. Okay. Now that we've done this, we're going to have to do all of the stupid stuff that we have to do every time we do this, because we made them all in the same unit. And for some reason, I can't seem to figure out how to export just one piece. So we'll put it back into object mode to make sure that we have the object selected. And then we'll save right here, because we want to save before we screw stuff up really badly. Always save before you screw stuff up. Okay, we're going to stop here. And we're going to start from the back and delete everything forward. And then we're going to export this. Export with this object. We're going to call this driving leg short left. Right? Export it. I'm going to go into edit mode, select it all, and then I'm going to take and do Control-Shift-S. It's going to give me my clipping tool. Clip. We're going to bring it in here. We're going to put it there. Put her there. And we're going to extend this out to here. And then we're going to call this one short left, so that we'll remember, because we've got to go through this. It's going to be kind of complicated, okay? Don't put it in here yet, because we're not done. Now we go through here and we say undo, 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 undo. Okay, now that all 4 legs are back in, it's going to be ridiculous, because we just got here, right? Delete, delete, and delete. Now we take this guy and we say export. And I'm talking through the whole thing because I will screw it up, right? And this is SR. Export, same thing. We'll go into edit mode and select it so that this comes up. Let's say control, or crap, Windows thing S, Windows Shift S, and we'll select just the pod. We'll go in here and we'll hit paste. And you should see that they look different, right? They're going to be inverted versions of themselves, right? And then we'll call this one nothing. S-R. We go back into Blender. We hit Control Z, 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 Z. All right. Now we delete this, delete this, delete this, and then we go and we say export. Now, really, this is long left, right? So LL Cool J, LL Cool J. Edit mode, select you, everything's selected there. So we go S, and that's again Windows Shift S, that Kundi told me, my buddy Kundi. He's the genius behind that, because I was like, I didn't know. And what's so funny is Kundi says it, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I'll never use that, really. I just use screenshot. Why would I ever use that? Oh, I can't get rid of it. There's no way to shut it up. There we go. And this is LL. All right, L-L. And then we only have one more. Okay, undo, 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 undo. Delete you, and you, and you, and we export you. You're wondering, why would we export these? Why make all of these extended versions? And the truth is that and the reason is because when we do these, Shift S, we will, I like how it's going to tell me we have saved that screenshot for you. For you. Hi, won't you? Good morning, Brent. We're having a morning full of, I don't know, super drama, just drama. I moved things around so the camera is, lined up with the lights on either side of me, the nicely side color thingies, and also makes it so that when I'm drawing, I'm not, dropping way down here and disappearing. When I walk off the side over there, I don't disappear off to the right. So these are all the things that I'm doing. So we are working on doing all of this. I'm going to revert, the last saved version of this. Or not, we may not revert. Who knows? Do not save, because that's what we want. We want all of this. Okay. Now, the one thing we didn't do, which I regret now, is capture all of these. Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Last night, Brent and I were talking about printers. Okay. What we're doing here is just prepping our maps. All right. Because we want to see all of these maps. We want to be able to do anything we want with these things. In order to do that, we've got to make sure we have an accurate representation of all of the maps over here. Alrighty. And what I'm wondering about here is, or worried about, I guess I should say, is that I will have a different setup for things, and I kind of want to fix that to make sure that I don't have a messed up setup of some sort. All right. Call this car back. And here's the thing that we've discovered, as I was saying to you yesterday, Brent. I have discovered that the car back makes for a good, like all kinds of things. Here's what I was talking about before. If you put it on the back of the truck back there, it makes it look like a little covered truck. You have to scale it up a little, but I could write, fish goods or fish store or whatever and make a little covered truck on it. So that's where we are. A food truck. Yeah. Like just your general everyday sort of trucky thing. Looks like there's dramatic music. So I'm make a master PSD file, which has all this information on it. And then once we do, I can make any design I want from these guys based on the work that we've got going on here. The only thing left now is the wheels and the engine. Okay, here's our motor pack. I'm going to save this as, and this time I'm going to go back and actually do this in the right place. So first I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Unfortunately, the Whatsits is way over there now. I'm going to call this vehicle. I'm going to call this vehicle templates. There we go. Vehicle templates. That way we can do whatever we need to with this and it'll be fine. All right. We also now need to work on one last thing. Because now we have everything except the wheels. We need to do the wheels. And I've been kind of putting them off because I'm kind of, frankly, intimidated by them. Because we go into edit mode. Pretty much have to grab everything like this. It makes it even worse. Why are you doing? Oh, because the lathe hasn't been object mode. You have to apply all of these dumb doodly wops. Boy, that's irritating. That's the one thing about modifiers that I've never quite grasped. And that is definitely a thing that modifiers are cool about, and I am old. And that's all it is just that I am old and it drives me crazy, and it has nothing to do with its actual thing. But modifiers are such a pain in the butt to me. Because I'm like, you know. Okay. So we got to just pretty much pull all of the points that aren't in. Man, this is going to be tough. All the parts that aren't in the, or that aren't in the actual rim need to be pulled out. Uh-huh. Now all I have is literally just the rim of this object and no tire. Because the rim has to be one car. Okay, over here, we're going to say UV and UV and and pull it over here. It doesn't matter if this molded because I messed it up really bad. So, so there's that. Okay, next thing we're going to do is go in and put a frickin' seam in because we've got to do the dumb seam. And yep, and you're just going to pick random crap. Damn it, step. All right. I knew the tire would be the hardest part of this. Technically not true. No, I could take, I mean, you're going to have a seam somewhere. Not there, though. Damn it. Stop. There we go. One of the weirdest attributes of 3D programs is that it invariably will select the thing behind rather than the thing in front. And it is a strange attribute. And one time, my buddy Shane explained it to me, and I completely didn't get it. So there's like a logic and a reason why it must select the things from behind first. However, it is indeed most aggravating. All right. There we go. We have now selected the outer rim of the left side of the rim. It's probably easier to do this side from here. What did you do? I spent most of the day today working on the rim of a tire. I see. You do not actually understand. Nobody knows. Rubberizing. All right. I'm the one that's like, hey, you know what? We'll do a lot of these, and then it'll be good and detailed. And I'm like, why did I do that to myself? Okay. I agree with the principle that this is good for UV work because you've got exactly the speed you want, right? I mean, I get that. It in the butt, it seems. All right. Do, 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 do. All right. See, we're just going along. And what we're doing is trying to get the rim to separate out from the wheel, from the tire. The tire isn't going to be a big problem. It's just one big black thing. But the rim needs to have graphics on it. So we're going to have to work on that. The other thing that's very important about working on things like tires, oh, crying out loud, all of you guys need to stop, 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 stop. Ah, never mind. It's now lost cause. At some point, you've selected too many things. It becomes a lost cause. You might as well just start all over. The other thing to make sure we want to make sure of is that the centroid of this, you can see this little dot right there. That's the center of this particular object. Since it's a wheel, you really do want that center to be locked up, because even though this isn't animated or anything, it'll still get really bonky on this if you're not careful. So, uh-oh. There we go. What are we doing? Okay, this is the wheel right here. Wheelie it is. So if I go in here and I say UV unwrap, we're going to get that. Now it looks more like it should. Although in more than one really bizarre way. Because really just wanted it to split and kind of do its thing. Okay, good. All right. And it's not splitting and doing its thing, of course, naturally. I don't even know. I mean, some of this isn't selected. So I'm like, no, what are you selecting other than this? Or is it just telling me that this is the REM and this is the face of the REM? And I mean, like, what is it telling me? Where's the information on this? So what we're going to do is, because I can't understand where things went, I'm going to select around the outside of the tire to the midsection right here. And then we're going to select all of it. Okay, that's really obnoxious. It's like dealing with a child, I swear. Somewhere I changed my selecting widget. And I don't know how I did, and I don't know what the story is. Now we don't have any selection at all. There we go. That's what I was after. All right. So it looks like the tire, it looks like you are over here. So this, no, this ring. This ring's that? Weird. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll move that weird shaped thing to there. Do the other side. I don't even know what's. That's you? It's even weirder. Okay. You. And the little racetrack here is clearly the center of this. Really strange. It is really weird. Like this strange shape that it has decided to do. Weird, weird, weird. Okay. And it looks like the rest of it is tire. So this guy, let's say, see, these guys are all going to be because really these aren't the important things. This is a wheel. I think. Gosh, I hope so. I'll put that right there. Move this to here. Just don't understand why. Okay, what did I do with the wheel? Man, what the heck is going on? Some very strange functions going on here. Like the weirdest unwrap I've done so far of any object. This is so weird that I'm almost tempted to just re-unwrap it. Take these guys and move them over here. Move these guys to like that quadrant, because they're all just going to be black. I think. And see how they disappear? Control Z. Why do they all disappear? If I do this, because they're all black. Oh, because they're all black. I get it. I get it. Okay, well, we will do this first then. Because in the end, this part's the part that's the most important. Even if it is really weird. Whooping! One of my aunts is having a birthday party, but it is in Dallas, so as much as I would love to attend, I really cannot. As Dallas is a little out of my range here. All right, we need to rotate this guy. He needs to be lined up so that this guy is effectively there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 6. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to think, why are you doing this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. There. Ten. I don't know if I care that much, but we'll give it a shot, right? I mean, like, what's the worst that can happen? Ha 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 ha. Right? Okay, not ecstatic about this. There we go. That's why. Because that's really what we need, right? That guy. Right here is really the inner ring, and that's part of the tire. And this is one of the reasons why we do these double checks. You are now part of the tire. And out here somewhere is you. All right. That's what we should be seeing. That makes much more sense. I'm sitting there looking at this going, that doesn't make any sense. But that. All of this stuff should just be, it's just going to be black. So relatively easy for us to place. Okay. So when we are here, that's at the, so this guy needs to line up with this guy, right? And that's what we need to have. That's how this is all got to work. We've got to think this thing out. And I'm sorry to kind of go silent all of a sudden there. I've got to figure this out so that we can kind of get these things aligned. Because I'm like, where is this one? It's missing one. You're missing one too. Okay. So to get to where the contact point is between these two, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it's really like at 13 here, right? If we were to kind of make some kind of alignment mark, and I hate to do this because this is ridiculously weird, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to mark on here because this is a, there we go, just so I won't forget which one we're aligning to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to see, and that's how you screw it up, guy. We're going to work with only this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Spending a lot of today saying, I can't believe I'm doing something, but I'm doing something. We're going to select only these guys. And the first thing we're going to do is scale it down so that it matches the same size as the chain over here. Right? Because it's not quite the same size. Second thing we're going to, and maybe even just a hair smaller. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're 13 is aligned with 13, 12 is aligned with 12. This is correct. That side is correct. All righty. Now we go over here and we do this side, which is not correct. First things first, we don't have to make it exact, but we might as well make it at least close. There we go. 13's going the other direction on this side. So that is the same side, though. So 13's this guy. Twelve. I think this guy needs to be flipped. Like this. Nope, that's not right. He just needs to rotate all the way over. So we just need to rotate him all the way around. Right? Check to there. Check to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Two more. Good check. Good check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This makes it so that when I make a stripe that goes up and over and down, it doesn't have a stripe that goes like this and then has the other part of the stripe at some other part of the wheel. The stripe will line up so long as I've hit the same number on the outside rim. And that's how this is going to work. So, and we've made some 16-year-old stupid joke. Our internal 12-year-old's going to just love this particular layout, but that's okay. The rest of this is a tire. And we can just put this all right here. And, we can make this larger because there's no reason not to now. Yeah. Right. Okay. Whew. That was a lot of work to get that right universe. So we will make sure nothing else is deleted. Nothing else is deleted. Okay. So we'll save it. One of the big things we should probably do is delete this tire back here, because otherwise we will get very confused. Save. Okay. This is the object. So we'll delete all other objects out of here. Select you, edit mode, and we'll say export wavefront object. We'll call this a wheel. I'm going to edit mode again. And a screenshot. There we go. And take that and put that in here. All right. There's a lot of work to get here, but hopefully this will all pay off here. Okay. Here we go. Now we go into here, and here's what we do. Import. We've got a lot of objects to import now. So we're going to take the wheel, and let's just make sure this one starts right. Accept. All right. And the wheel, where did it go? It's right here. It looks like it's a little small for the truck, but we'll make it work. That's not the problem I'm worried about. So we'll go ahead and give it a new layer. Call this layer white. Work. Right. Faded white. Now duplicate this layer. And this one will be white, like that. And then we will take a new raster layer, and what we do is just turn off white, right? That's all you do. Okay. If we are right, this will work really well. If we aren't, this will be fun. We will have a creative existence. Already? But I'm having so much fun, Mom. Okay. Okay, everybody. You know how this goes. We take our break. I'll stand up. We walk around for a minute. Shake everything out. Crack. Pop. Snap. Crackle. Pop. And stretch. Okay. Continue our little walk around here. And we just kind of meander. There we go. Pop everything. Kind of roll your neck. Whichever way you do, make sure you go the other direction. We'll do the same thing with our hips. Roll our hips. Used to think this was so silly until my back stiffened up and then I can't really move anything. Now I don't think it's as silly. Weird that, huh? All right, back to work. When we get back to the second half, here we go. Now we're in here. First thing we're going to do, put in the straight lines. Oh my goodness, those are really thick lines. We don't need that. Undo. I'm going to bring those down. Okay. All right. Zoom in. Moving around the hull here. When you use the curve on this, the most important thing is to go from one point to another point and then bring it out and around. Right? Because we're never going to be able to, you're not going to be able to ever catch this perfectly. It's not a perfect curve. And so you kind of want to hit into these points that are just at half points, like so, right? Kind of come back and around, like so. And you're just drawing points to points here to kind of get the rim going. Remember that when you have these rims like this, undo. When you have the rims like here, you want to be to this point where it's open on the the widgetalia. That's a thing. There we go. All right. And I'm being kind of sloppy a little bit because this is supposed to look somewhat hand drawn. And so the more hand drawn this becomes, the better off we are. Right. There we go. And like I said, we can now do sort of here to here to here, like this, and make this into work, like so. But let's go on ahead and see what it says, right? Let's go see what this tire looks like. So if we save as, and we go in here, and we're in ships and props, so it's all right. JPEG, and we say, you know what, we could put a new folder and call this full textures. And we say wheels. And now let's check what that looks like over here. Take our wheel, and we go up to surfaces, and we say wheel, and we say browse, and we go to ships and props, vehicle texture, wheels. And Viola, we have a wheel. I don't know why we have to tell Viola we have a wheel, but we have a wheel, Viola. Stop being weird about your wheels. Excuse me. Oh, man. I'm allergic to wheels. This is my problem. Wheelie I am. But it actually looks just fine. It has a decided rim. It has, the black part of the, why is the, well, I don't know. And then we're going to do real quick checks of some things, like if I rotate the wheel. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at that. You know what that means, don't you? We start all over. The wheel's center of operation now is off. I wonder if I can just take and load the wheel into Blender as it stands and fix it, maybe. Or I'll just fix it since it's still selected here. We'll take it and we'll move it to here. Let's do a top only view. Still a box out here. Line it straight up like that, and we will line it straight up like this. We'll make sure that its line is absolutely aligned on the centroid of there. Now the wheel is aligned exactly where it should be. Except that its centroid now is off. Damn it. That's period, right? Really needed to not do this. Period. All right. Well, I'm aggravated because it's the center of it is set somewhere else, and I can't unset that. Right? It's this is one of those irritating things about Blender. I keep forgetting which one is it. All right. As usual, I'm just going to end up looking it up. Google.com, Blender, move. What is it? Pivot point. Control plus Alt plus Shift plus C. Control Alt Shift C. All right. We just need to. There's no. It's like every. This is the way it always is, isn't it? Okay. Let's go to modeling. Take to the top. There's no menu. Oh. Yeah, that's not the option either. Select your object. Okay. Selected. Then simply press Control plus Alt plus Shift plus C. And when the menu pops up, anybody seeing a menu? I don't see a menu. Press O. O. This resets the origin to the center of the selected object. Nope. They've gotten rid of that. object, object, there we go. Set origin. Origin is center of mass. There. That one worked. Because that's all we needed here. Now we'll make sure we didn't mess up its UV by doing this. Right? No. Okay, good. So then I will export wavefront object. And we'll do this again. We'll wheel export object. Okay. Now delete, import, and then make a new one. Wheel, open, accept. First things first, do you rotate correctly? Because it's important. It looks like your origin is below here, because that's what I was thinking there. Look at that. That's not crap. Okay. What did it do wrong in Blender? Let's, oh. It looks like when it sets it out as an OBJ file, it's putting it out irrespective of its origin point. So no matter how far off the origin it is, it's irrelevant. So we spent the entire show on a wheel. However, we are learning, and that's the important part, right? Because we're learning vital, important things here. Right? There we go. Now we'll just make sure that it's got the exact center pivot point here. It's not going to matter. Turning the wheels is going to suck on all of these. Because regardless of which way you look at it, the wheels turn from the back of the rim. Right? Because the wheels are being held from the back and they go this way. So when the wheels turn, they're going to pivot like this. They're not going to turn from a centroid point like wheels in a car. They're going to turn from this way, like fins. There's nothing I can do about this. They're going to have to all be offset, because the truth of the matter is that it's easier for me to make just different texture maps with different rim positions, or just not even put the little stripes in the rim, than it would be to change the model. So here's what we're going to do. There we go. And that's the way it's going to be. Then that's the way it shall be. And that way the wheel can turn properly. Export. Wavefront. Wheel. Export. Right? And in this way, no matter which way we put it, import. Wheel. No matter which way it goes, it will. Okay, see, you're still putting it on the floor. which makes it a problem. Not that much of a problem, I guess. It's still going to be always the last. Weird feeling that only that does. Turn you that way. And we'll go directly left and put you here. Whew. That took more effort than it really needed to, but we're there. We got there. In the end, we got there. Right? So, okay. Okay, let's do those arms, those control arms. We need you. Yes. Okay, good. This is a long arm. So from left view, really? I feel like we might have, well, no, all right. Go in here, and we'll turn you off, and turn you off. And we say left, long, put you there, turn that off, and we say raster layer. Here we go. These are the long legs. This is the top, this is the bottom, here is the inside, and here is the arm. All we need to do is have just a little bit more. So we're going to go 30. We're just going to trace the outside. We're just going to have failure of the pen. That's all right. That never happens. And when I do this, I want to be just on the inside of this as much as possible. And some of this is like very straight up. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take this arm here. And the best part about this is that we can just flip it and we'll get the exact same arm going the other direction, right? I mean, that's really like the best part about this. We'll do this because there's always some kind of graphical design that we want to kind of use here for this. To give it kind of a, if you're going to do the graphical design, do it right. So we'll go like, there we go. Save as. And we'll go in here and we will say driving leg. Oh. Welcome back. And you're back over on Twitch. We got driving leg. I'm going to go down here and hit surfaces. Browse. Driving leg LL. There we go. And now we've got a driving leg, which probably ought to stick out just a little bit there. And we'll put this wheel on it. Work just like so. And now we have quite literally a driving leg. There we go. More like that. A rear wheel driving leg looks good. Thinking that maybe the battle plan was to have made this stick out a little bit more. I don't know. A little less, like so. Yeah. Anyway, not like they're watching on YouTube, commenting on Twitch. Gotcha. Once all these pieces are in, we don't have to redo them. So that's a nice thing. We should, however, save, because you know what happens when we don't save. I was actually working this morning on a procedure and didn't save, and that's when the program locked up. And I was like, only worked on that for 30 minutes, but still, it was enough to go, really, this is what we're going to do? Really? Okay, let's get the left. So short left. This way we can kind of at least see where we are. Short left driving leg goes here, goes up and into the hull of the vehicle. He's so cute. Look how cute these cars are. That's the whole point. They are adorable, and they're supposed to be, and I'm excited about adorable little cars. Really, honestly, let's be realistic. I'm enamored with those Suzuki Carries. So, there's that. Okay. We're going to turn that off, and we're going to say short left. You come up to the top. There we go. Turn off the white. And we'll make a new raster layer, not there, but rather here. All right. And again, we have the left side, the right side. So we're just going to go ahead and just draw in these lines. So remember these tires have weird properties too. I mean, they're not just rubber tires. They've got, magnetic control and stuff like that. It's one of the reasons why I said they don't have to look exactly like the things. I think this, by the way, is the connector to the wheel or the vehicle. So I'm not as worried about it, not being super wide, because I feel like on a spaceship, especially, vehicles need to be able to handle loss of gravity. They need to be able to handle all kinds of stuff. The old Macross the movie problem. Macross the movie, where inside the city of Macross, they lost gravity and all the cars went doo 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 and started floating around, becoming a whole bunch of hazards inside the ship, where like the mecha pilots are like, oh god, we gotta fly around the cars now, and the cars are hitting things and stuff. Yeah, and I mean, you just make your roads magnetic or metal infused or whatever when you're on a planet. And then as long as you're not off-roading with them, which you wouldn't be, because these are just your Joe Blow transports. These are just, the truck that you load your daily milk in to take to the milk person and stuff. So, but that's all it is that. Right? We're going to do this, and this, and then this, and this, and this, and this. Because you need graphics to make things work. Otherwise, people think you are weird. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, because you actually do not need graphics to make things work, and you don't need people. People won't think you're weird, but that's okay. Go with me here. Work with me on this. All right, and so we will save as, and we will say driving leg. Short left. Save that. There are a few things, though, that really are cool. For example, about Clip Studio. And one of them is, once you've kind of gotten it into that mindset that it is meh, that wasn't what I wanted it to do. That's all right. We'll fix it. Clearly, that is the top of the widget, not the bottom of the, well, whatever. We'll duplicate the node, and we'll take this guy forward and put him here. And then we will flip him around. Oh, you're already on the pivot point, huh? And there, we'll say left view. Now we're starting to look more like a vehicle. Get that down to the pivot point. And all right. Look at that. That looks actually kind of kick butt. I mean, they're cute. See, I feel like you're making a sex joke there. I'm just saying. You don't need to be all the way over. Zero you out there. Zero you out there. Stop being very weird. Zero you out there. Left view. Put you right in the little wheel control. Here. Okay, there we go. So now we have effectively my little Suzuki Carry truck. This outside edge clearly is this piece, not this piece. So let's go make that quick fix here so that it isn't really. That's really what we wanted, was this. And because of the nature of DAS, this won't clear up and fix until I reload the entire thing. That's all right. Not a big problem. Yeah, maybe a food truck would be kind of cool too. So here's the trick. We can do various, once I've gotten sort of the base design down, we can mix and match stuff and make longer arms and things like that so that it won't be as big of a deal. Right. And so I'm totally on board with that. Also kind of go through here. We're going to do this and this and this. Because like food trucks and things like that, we'll need those. Yeah, we'll definitely need all kinds of stuff. But this is the arm we were looking for, right? With the side unit like that. We'll save as you, and we'll replace it. Yes. Okay. And like I said, it won't matter here because as this program is want to do, it won't work. That's okay. We've got 2 more driving legs to put in. So we'll put in the 2 more driving legs. Import. And now we're on the right side, so we want the long right. All right, so move you. Whoa. We want to select the correct thing. And put your arm on the wheel. Work. There you go. I can see the other leg back there. So we don't want to line them up so that they're in the same alignment. And this should be relatively easy, right? We've just got this guy. So we just duplicate this layer. All right, this is that back leg. And then we will take and transform, and we'll just flip it horizontal. Right? Yes. Right? And to double check to make sure that works, we're going to take the long right and put it up here. And we'll make sure that it lines up. Look at that. Almost like we meant to do it. Okay. And save as. And this is long left, so we're going to call this long right. Save. I think food trucks would be a different kind of critter anyway. in some ways. So, like, because the more I think about it, the more I think that we would be browse long right, work. There we go. Then we have a long right, and we'll take an import, and we will take the short right, and that's you. Short right. Make sure you're in here. I don't even know what they are. Short right goes right up here. Do the same thing over here. We take the short right, which was you, short left, and then we take you and we say duplicate layer. And we flip this guy, transform it, flip horizontal. Okay. And again, we take the short right, so you back here, bring you up to the top. Turn off the white, make sure it's all lined up. Looks like it is. I like the fact that my erasure is actually like showing up in it. That's not good, but that's all right. We'll live. Okay. So then we'll take and save as. We'll take it and we'll replace the L for R. Right. Go in here, go to you, browse, short right driving leg. Look at that. All right. I'm going to take this wheel and we'll say duplicate node. You should just go on right there. All right. Take you and we'll say duplicate node, and we'll move you over here, but I can't see where you are, so I'll come back over here and then do that. Short. And behold, we have a truck. Look at that. Why do those wheels look cantered out? That's such a weird optical illusion. They're not cantered at all. Look at that. That's kind of funny. I'm going to move you out of the way temporarily because the truck is done and it's cute and it's a fluffy truck. Okay. They're not cantered, but boy, they look it. When you look at it like this, they look like they're cantered out, sitting like that. That's an optical illusion. All right. That is a little like, transport truck. The thing is, I envision that those arms can extend down so that the truck can actually drive along and go if it needs to. So let's go on ahead and real quickly, since we have some time left and all of those are in, let's get the box. I called it the car back. Let's put that up here. And then we will make a car back that's not quite so dramatic. Right? We'll make it so it's not quite so dramatic. So it's a new layer. Okay, so this is the top. And this is the bottom. I know that's a little counterintuitive, but it's the way it goes. And this is not in black. Right, we'll go like this, like this, and this, and this. It's been a while since I did these, so I'm unsure which side's the back and which side's the front. Although since it's the same size on both sides, we sort of have it go like this, right? Well, now I am kind of concerned that maybe that is the top, and there, well, maybe it's not. The reason I'm concerned is because I know that these are the bottom, that it's, it's not equidistant. So now I'm kind of concerned that one of these is flipped the wrong direction. Right, like this guy could stand to go the other direction. I'm just going to put a bar right through the middle of this, like so. And we'll give it, and of course, all of it's upside down. It's going to be all upside down. That's ridiculous. Oh. It made my life more complicated and didn't need to be. There's Tamarabashi. I feel like I'm missing my own font. Curiosity, there we are. Tamarabashi formal, and Tamarabashi script. There we go. Fishies. Duplicate the layer. Move this one over to the other side too. Says fishies. I don't know. I'm into this fish truck thing. I don't know. Give me some time here. I don't know what my problem is. There we go. We can put some numerical things on here. So we'll go on ahead and go back up to airborne. I love using airborne for this. Okay. All right, now I'll turn on the white for this. You need to turn off everything else that's not on here. Otherwise, it's going to merge the entire thing together, and that'll be unpleasant. Oh, hey. Now you didn't have any clue as to what was going on. Gotcha. That's right. It won't help me any. And we will save as, and we will say fishies. And then that way I will know that this isn't what I'm looking for. And it's, it's a, when I look for car stuff, I'll be like, ooh, we'll browse. Ship some vehicle textures. Let's say car back fishies, right? Now it says fishies. Did I guess right? Oh, I did. Look at that. I guessed right. it might be a little wide. So what we can always do with this is take the parameters, and it's scaled up a little, but we can now take and width scale it back in. That's not quite as wide on the bed of the truck. There we go. Fishies. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. The start of a truck, like a light utility truck. Okay, next, let's take that cab. Truck cab, and let's move it up. Turn on the faded white, turn off that light, turn on that. And I want to just redo that cab. New raster layer. Right, because we now know there's the front of the cab, here's the back of the cab, here's the left and the right, and then the underside. So we don't need to worry about that too much. We'll just come in here like so. And we'll take the top of the cab like so. We'll go in here, and all we're doing here is just putting in everything that we need to put in on these lines. Make sure we have the outsides. And the reason is because we're looking at the cab of that truck, kind of doing an assessment of what that truck cab really needs, right? We look at it, we're kind of looking at it here. We got like, well, I got that window. You know, it'd be cool. And I'm such a Macross nut when I do stuff like this. You take the window and you do this to it. Like, why? I don't know. It really doesn't make any sense, but it looks cool. And that's, pretty much all we need. And actually, I think I'm going to bring this down just a hair. So we're going to bring this down to like, let's say 15. And go like this. And go like that. Go across like so. Come back up. There. Then we'll move in here. Get kind of close on this particular piece. And we'll go in and we'll do this. We'll go more. And then more. And that's not what I wanted. Undo. Everything has to be at 15. So I'm going to take this guy and move him over to here. There, like that. It's totally how you know it's space age. It's because everything is weird and not aligned, and all the headlights are on the left side. Totally. It's how you know it's space age. I'm just saying, if you ever wondered what space age was, you can tell all the headlights are on one side. That's how you know it's space age. There we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on a new raster layer. And we're going to take this window like so. We get to put that in along with the door handle. How else will you get into the vehicle, right? That's the way that works. And we will say duplicate the layer. And that way we can take this and just go over here. And we're probably going to have to flip it all kinds of different ways, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. Transform, flip horizontal, and then just rotate until it's in place. And now we have the newer cab design here. I can actually just go neat, neat, and that makes the cab. And I will do just a couple of little design things for the roof, because you will actually see the top of this vehicle sometimes because we have spaceships. So we want to make sure we've got some kind of design going on there. And like a design for the back, because the back of the cab definitely is going to be visible. There we go. And that's the way that cab works. And probably what we want to do is that, right? And maybe even take the pin here and just undo. Go to something more like 25. Like this, maybe. I think that is where we are. And I think that is the end of our show. That's what I think. Because I think I'm about to head out to brunch. So, okay, well, thank you all for joining me today. And I hope this has been at least somewhat entertaining. Tomorrow we'll see what we're doing with Watercolor Wednesday. Pepper is still in transition, so he's not still with us 100%. So we'll have to see how that works. But anyway, so we'll see whether Pepper's going to join us or not tomorrow for that. Anyway, until then, though, everybody else have fun, and I will see you tomorrow. And keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye. Computer, good night.